There's the web-based trading platform, which we're going to talk about today. So let me move one of my windows out of the way here. All right. So here's my setup right here, and this software, this web-based platform, and you can see it's web-based, right? I'm in a browser, web.ninjatrader.com. It's modular, so you can add or remove and resize modules however you'd like. And just to kind of give you an outline of what I have on my setup, I have a trading ladder on the left, right? I have a depth of market trading ladder, matrix, whatever you want to call it, dome, trading dome, right here on the left. Right, I have E-mini S&P selected right now. And it's got a series of tabs, right? So I could tab to a different market if I'd like to tab to a different market. It's easy to do, and I'll show you how to add tabs and remove tabs and all that stuff. So this is a module, right? I could have as many trading ladders up side by side as I want, or you could just have one with the tab system, however you want to handle it. Go next over to the right, I have a chart. I have an E-mini S&P chart at the top here. It's a 10-minute chart. And right underneath it, I have a daily chart. Now we could expand the chart. We could do technical analysis on the chart. It's very handy. It's very intuitive, very user-friendly. But this is my second module. On the right-hand side, I have a quote board. Right, this is a quote board, right? It shows last price, change, and all these columns are customizable. I could add columns, I could delete columns, I could put whatever kind of information up there that's important to me. And again, series of tabs. I have stock index futures, I have currencies, I have energies, I have metals, I have grains, meats, softs, and even stocks on the far right-hand side. That's a different module. Underneath it is my orders. These are my open orders or filled orders, whatever I want to track here in my next one. And the one underneath that, the module underneath that, is positions. This shows me my open positions. You can see I have an open position right here in the NASDAQ. I'm green. I'm long one contract at this price. And here is my open unrealized gross P&L on that position. At the bottom here, I have a couple more charts down here at the bottom. So it's really easy to add these and to go ahead and customize them to however you want them to be customized. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk in detail about how to customize the charting and some of the other features of the platform. But today we're going to do an overview on how to kind of create this kind of workspace for you if you're so interested. Now, at the very top, are some menu items too. And let me go through those really quickly. We want to click on that plus sign is add modules. You want to add something, you could click on that. This is to trade. This is the up and down arrows, the universal up and down arrows to activate trading. We have a alerts menu button up here, and then a search button. And this is to find symbols and stuff like that. And then moving over to the right-hand side. Now I'm in sim mode right now. I got a real-time simulated live account. And because of that, I have this open an account button here reminding me that it's easy to do. Just click on this button here and you could open up an account online to trade real money instead of simulated live money. My account information here in the drop down, I only have one account, so there's nothing really to drop down to, but I could log out if I want. But that's my demo account number. My equity there is moving around mark to market in real time. And my open P&L is moving around as well. Again, drop-down menu there. Gives me a whole bunch of other stats, including daily loss limit, weekly loss limit, all of that kind of stuff is right there. And kind of a panic button. Exit all positions and cancel all. On the right-hand side, it's got a margin area. It shows me how much my day trade margin I'm using, how much my initial margin I'm using based on the $45,000 you saw in my account. This reminds me of where I'm at while I'm trading. And it moves around in real time. You can click on it too, and you can get some more account level information. We'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in a minute, but you could definitely produce reports for performance, orders, position history, cash history, order details. Let's just go to orders while we're here. Let's go ahead and do it. And let's just say today is my date and I want to hit the go button. It'll give me all of my orders, right? These are all the orders that I've placed today on the platform in this particular account. and it's got account level details on each of those particular components. Same with position history, cash history, order details, and all of that stuff. And you query, you just say, hey, these are the dates I'm interested in, and then you hit the go button. On the left-hand side, also, it's giving me my net lick. It's giving me my total margins used to get. It's giving my initial margin, my margin available, all that important information. Whether I'm day trading or holding positions overnight. Let's keep moving though. So that's on the right-hand side, you'll see this application setting button here. I'm going to click on the application setting button. It's going to open up a web page. Remember, this is web-based, right? This is in the cloud, web-based stuff. And I could change my appearance. I like dark better, especially on a cell phone. It's way easier for me to read. If you get anything out of this, when you get to the mobile side of things, or even if you're looking at this on your mobile device, the web-based on your mobile device, dark is better for my eyes, for old people's eyes. In any event, I have auto roll contract enabled, right? You could disable it if you don't want to automatically roll your contracts forward when the time comes. Notifications, all sorts of notifications are available to you, including sending an account summary by email. And then you have order notifications, news notifications, audio, and push. You can get stuff shout out to your cell phone, which could be either great or annoying depending on your point of view. I like it. I love it. Hotkeys are disabled for now. I can configure hotkeys, and then confirmations also you could turn on or off at the bottom. So that's kind of this area here. And then security privacy settings, you can go into privacy mode and enhance the privacy of your account. That's the upper right. The next button on the right, again, I'm going around the frame, right? I started on the upper left. I went all the way to the upper right. Now I'm going down. There's a built-in news feature there. You click on that, and it gives you some stories, right? It gives you some really good information, real-time stories from RTT News, investing.com. Also populates that in here. There's some other sources as well, and it gives you some stories you could click on and read about that might affect your trading. We have a notification center here. If you have notifications, they'll show up there. Reports, again, click on the reports. We already been to this page once. I just wanted to show it. It's the second way to access this particular page as well, to get information on your performance and everything all the way down the line. Further down here, we have community indicators. Let's click on the community indicators, and that's giving us a whole bunch of, I don't know, I guess I'd call them plugins, right? Your add-ons or whatever the right term is, and you could install any of these and then add them to your technical analysis. And there's a lot of them. I'm scrolling down. This is a very active community with a lot of support and a lot of great stuff here. The technology behind the scenes here is pretty good, needless to say. And then there's that little question mark button, that help button. Click on that. It'll open up a help page with different icons on it. But we're going to go ahead and just dive right into it. Let me get out of this. Oh, I'm going to skip the tutorial. All right, skip the tutorial. Making me skip the tutorial. All right, so we're back here. Now, what do I mean by you could move these things around? All right, so it's modular, right? So I could grab, let's say I want the orders to be at the positions to be above the orders. I could grab it with my mouse and just move it up and position it to where I want it to be. So I just changed that position. And you can see it's kind of smart, right? So as an example, let's go ahead and move the dome over a little bit. So when I grab it with my mouse, left click, I move it over, and it gives me suggested areas where maybe I could let go and it would populate the dome at different places on my workspace. So it gives me the ability to go ahead and do that. And so wherever you feel, and you could make this however you want to make it, right? I can move this all the way to the right as an example. So I let go of my mouse when I finally have it positioned the way I want it to be, and then it puts it in that particular position. It puts it in that position. And that's true for any of these windows. Any of these windows are true. If I want to move the trading ladder over, I'm just going to grab the active tab. I'm going to move it over. It's going to highlight it, and then it'll go ahead and move it over, right? It'll move it over, and then I could position other things, different places. As an example, I could move this chart maybe above this chart if I want the daily on top, or I could even move it into a tab. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to move it into a tab instead of making it its own position on the desktop. And there it is. It's in the tab. So now these two tabs are 10 minutes. And then I have a 60-minute tab right there. So this is the good thing about this is, and again, I've taken this tab outside off of this tab. If I wanted to move this tab back to the original tab position on the dome, I'm going to just drag it again and let go of it, and everything adjusts, right? Everything adjusts. So after a while, you could kind of see like how exactly you want your space to look. Now, I'm using one monitor. I have multiple monitors, right? But I'm using one monitor right now for presentation purposes. And, you know, if you experiment with the look and feel and your trading style and all of that stuff, and then you'll be good to go. So again, you just grab in the top, you're moving things over to wherever you want to position them. Let's move this charts over to the right. Grab that other tab. I'm going to add it to the tab on the right. It's going to put the charts on this side, the trading ladder in the middle. So depending on how you like it, that's the best way to go. Now, I liked it originally with everything on the left, but we'll leave it here for now, just so we could take a peek at what we're looking at here. Let's start with the chart. All right, so I have a December. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. I'm going to go ahead and expand it. And there's these little arrows that are pointing to the upper right. There's two of them, and you hover your mouse over. It's like full size. I'll click on that, and it's going to open it up into it'll take the whole screen, right? And you can toggle it back smaller again, right? The same way the arrows are pointing the other direction right now. It says minimize, so you could go ahead and minimize the windows also that particular way. And then you have settings here also for the charts. Let's take a peek. There's the view settings button here. That looks like a little cog, a wheel. I'm going to open it up, and you could make some. I'm in trade mode right now. I have contract details up. I could add a countdown. I could add change my stop type right from that particular menu right there. Now, on the inside left, upper left of the chart itself, these are actual buttons to do things to the charts themselves. So I have a 10-minute time frame here. Let's say I wanted to change it to a 15-minute. I'm going to hit the drop-down menu. I'll just click on 15. It'll change it. It's really easy. Same with candlesticks. I'll click on candlesticks, and I could do open, high, low, close. I could do line on close. All of these things are available to me. All these different chart types are available to me. We'll leave it at candlestick for now. Right, we'll leave the candlestick for now. And the next one over is chart settings. We'll click on that, and it gives me all the different things that I could add to my chart. Do I want to see my fills and orders? Do I want to see my price levels? Daily volume profile I could add here from the settings section. I could add a market depth, and it goes on and on and on. So I would go ahead and suggest everybody to experiment with the different settings, because everyone's unique, right? As traders, we're unique. We like to see things in a certain way that's easy for us to understand and for our eyes to adjust to right away. So that settings tab is pretty good. Another gear right there also, this is telling me, hey, Jim, do you want to get rid of the Bollinger Bands? Do I want to get rid of the commodity channel index at the bottom? And the answer is no. I like those there. I want to keep those. That's my oscillator, and that's my indicator that I have on my 15-minute chart. But that's how I would delete them if I didn't want them anymore. The next one over is actually the indicators, and this allows me to add indicators. Moving averages is an example. If I wanted to add a simple moving average, I'll click on it. It'll open up a dialog box, which is smart. It'll be like, all right, Jim, what period moving average do you like? I'm going to change this. I don't know. We'll change it to 20. Why not? We'll change it to a 20 period moving average. I could change the colors too if I wanted to. We'll leave it at light blue. I think that's reasonable. And then all the other settings, I think we are good. So I'm going to keep it as overlay. I'll hit save, and it'll add it. So there's that blue line there, added it to the chart. Really easy. Now, one of the other things that's I should point out is if you wanted to, you could grab the axis, right, to move it up and down, but you could also zoom in. So there's that zoom in feature on the left-hand side, upper left-hand side of the chart. It's a plus sign. Click it, and then just decide what area you want to zoom into, and click, make a rectangle, click again, and it zooms in to whatever area you're interested in examining on an expanded basis. Alternatively, if you would like to zoom out, just click that zoom out button and you'll zoom out. And then there's an arrow on the upper right-hand side that lets you move, kind of just center things to the right. We're already to the right, so we're good to go. I have my oscillator at the bottom here, the commodity channel index. I could adjust the distance between them simply with my my mouse, just like that, just grabbing it and moving it around. It's pretty easy peasy on the chart side of things. So when I'm done with this chart and I want to look at the other information on my trading platform, I'm just going to click that, full size arrow. I'm going to minimize it, and it brings it back to the position that it started it from. Everybody with me so far? Any questions, feel free to type them in. By the way, I do have Ed Jerkin is with me behind the scenes. Ed is a long-term NinjaTrader associate of mine, has been with NinjaTrader a lot longer than me, and knows everything about everything. So if you have any NinjaTrader related questions, it doesn't matter what the subject matter is. It doesn't even have to be about the web-based charts. Now is your time. You have Ed's attention. Type it into the chat. If you haven't found the chat, let me tell you where to go to the chat. It's really easy. It'll only take you a second. You're not missing anything. You just go to ninjatrader.com, the website, ninjatrader.com/ the word events, EVENTS. And then once there, you'll be able to select this event. It's really easy. You create a handle or a name, however you want to be known as, right? And then you could go ahead and type away and comment and ask questions, and Ed will pick them up in real-time basis. So in any event, I highly suggest you do that if you have some questions. Thank you, by the way, Ed, for being here with me today. Let's kind of take a peek now. We looked at the charts real quickly here. Let's look at the trading ladder, right? Again, it's tab-based at the top. I got the micro NASDAQ on one side. I have the E-mini S&P on the other side. And then, as usual, there's like view settings. We could expand it, right? If you expand it, it does this. It looks kind of crazy, but you could expand it. You can look at the settings also, and it has a bunch of different settings. Show, join bid offer. Let's click on that. And it added this join and bid, join bid, join ask. I say offer. Ask is another way of saying offer. Join bid, join ask. It added those buttons. So this is kind of how you customize this. You could show a histogram. It's kind of a volume profile, tick for tick volume profile on the right side. I bet you didn't expect to see that in a web-based platform. It's pretty cool. And then show pulling and stacking and other. There's even another settings button within the settings button that helps you with things like mouse configuration, how you want your mouse action to work, and you could change how you want that mouse action to work. And then there's other show indicators on charts is also a handy feature. You also might remember that from the PC-based platform as well. And then you have order type colorization. So I'm going to hit save. So again, look for that little view settings gear or cog or whatever you call it on any module, and it'll open up that kind of area where you could add stuff. So trading, if you want to close this DOM, you don't want it open, you just want to get rid of it. For any of these modules, you have that little X button on the upper right, and you move your mouse over it, it says close. Well, that means close it, get rid of it. It'll give you a warning and say, sure, you want to do that. So on the left side, I have a position, right? It shows me my position here on my trading ladder. I'm long one. That's the green. It's green. If I was short, it would be red, right? But I'm long one at a price of 14,741.25, right? And it shows my unrealized P&L underneath it, right? This is for this open position, right? This is the gross P&L. And then I have the quantities in case I want to make another trade. I could, I have my quantity already set up there. And to make a trade, I mean, really, it's just a click of a mouse, right? I just click on a price, and you'll see an order go here on the sell side. And now I'm trying to sell one at a limit order of 14,758.75. And that's, I'm going to leave it there for now. I could change it. I could cancel and replace it. I could delete it. I could do any of that stuff. Right here from the trading ladder. And usually most people don't have this big expanded range on the trading ladder. I get that, but for the demonstration purposes today, we're gonna leave it. Now, if I wanted to move this down, I'm just gonna grab it, hold my left mouse key down, move it to a different price, and let go. So it's not click and click, it's click and hold, click, hold, release, which is really, really convenient because then you could really see where you're going. And let's see if we can get a fill here in a second. we could place another trade. As a matter of fact, I could place another trade now. I could put a limit order in to try to buy one at a lower price. I'm just going to click on the green side, on the buy side. We got filled. We did get filled on our sell order, right? And on the buy order down here, it's waiting in the order book. I could cancel and replace it if I want, or if I could just click on that X to cancel it. I just canceled it. So again, click on a price. It shows up there. It's really, really slick, easy, and quick, right? And you get a lot of precision by doing it this way. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Kind of like a panic button here. Exit at market and cancel. Boom. You want to just get out quickly. And if you want to join, if you don't want to do a market order, but you want to get as close to a market order as you can click that join bid button or that join ask button. I hit the join bid button just now, and I created another long position here in this market. I'm going to go ahead and just put a limit order in right now. Everybody with me so far? I'm sorry. And so also I put a stop, and let me explain what I did. So to put a stop loss in, I'm just going to go, for instance, it'll be a sell stop, so it'll be below the market. I'm just going to go again to this ask column, and I'm going to pick a price. I'm going to use the middle mouse of my middle mouse roller. I'm going to click once, and it's going to put it in there right there. So there's my stop loss right there. Same thing. I could drag it to a different position, let go. I could keep trailing it on the way up as this market goes up. It's really, really simple. So, and that's pretty much it. Those are the basic fundamentals of how to use the trading dome. And there's more features here that we're going to go into in a couple of weeks as we go through the series of using the NinjaTrader web-based platform. So let's take a look at some of the other modules here while we're at it, right? Let's go ahead and take a peek at, I don't know, let's go to, let's expand the quote board. Okay, so here's the quote board right here. And again, look at, there's a little cog here, a little wheel here, view settings. You could click on this view settings and I could select columns. Look at that. And so these are available. These I already have visible on my quote board, but I could add some other stuff here that may or may not be useful. But as an example, we could do bid size, buy sell buttons, because you could trade from this as well. You can trade from any module really. Last size, offer size, open interest, settle, timestamp, trend, and underlying. And to add something, I'm just going to drag it over, right? And let go. It's really easy. Just literally just grab offer size. See that hamburger where my mouse turns into like a cross? I'm going to hold my mouse button down, grab it, and pull it down. And it's going to put it in the visible column. Really easy. Hit save. And then it added these two columns on the right-hand side here. Now, if I wanted to customize these, I could move them out a little bit. This is all common sense, intuitive stuff, right? Just moving stuff out. Now I have a series of tabs up at the top. I don't have to have tabs up at the top, but I do have a series of tabs up. And so my first tab is the stock index futures, right? I got everything from the E-mini S&P at the very top left, all the way down to the Eurex Exchange's DAX contract at the bottom, and everything in between, including the micro NASDAQ, as we talked about already. We have a currency tab. These are futures markets, right? These are currency futures markets or currency forex markets, right? And these are pairs. These are the Euro FX versus the US dollar, yen versus the US dollar, et cetera, all through just about every major currency pair. And then some minor currency pairs also. If you're trading cash over the counter forex, you know the difference between majors and minors. But basically, a major's got way more volume, right? Euro is at the top of the list. Yen is right below it. And Aussie dollar, British pound, sterling, a close third place bronze medal for those two on the volume point of view, then the Canadian dollar. So these are currencies. We have energies here. We have energy. This is an asset class, but these are futures, right? Heating oil. We've got E-mini crude oil. We got nat gas, the big size crude oil, the big size nat gas, and then RBOB gasoline, which is another one. If you're interested in trading gasoline futures, metals. Let's keep going. Silver, platinum, palladium, gold, E-mini gold and copper, probably the contracts that most folks would focus on, and I have to roll this one over. Let me show you how to do that. Is silver, gold, copper, or their micros. To roll something over, you're just going to right click, and it gives you all of this stuff, right? It gives you all of these options to do right here from the quote board. I can get quote info, which will give me a snapshot. I could set an alert. I could trade. I could delete this from my quote board. I could click roll forward, and I rolled forward. Now silver is in November, right? This might not be enough. I'm going to roll forward again. Now I got December silver, 40,000. That makes more sense, right? So you can go through here and roll forward or roll back, depending on what contract month you're interested in trading. And let's go back here and open that quote info. And this will give me this particular, this is a new window. It opened up the box. And then here is all the details that I need to know about this particular contract. This is pretty useful, by the way, where it has day trade margins. It has maintenance overnight margins, tick size. This is a pretty good one. Tick value. Did you know each tick is worth $25? You know, those kind of things. Price format, right? Price format, expiration date, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty handy as well. I'm going to close that and go back here. Right click again. And we can set alerts. Trade, click on that trade button. This is going to be a simple trade ticket if I wanted to trade from here. Not as sophisticated or as cool as the trading ladder, but pretty useful, right? I mean, if I wanted to sell one, I would just pick a price and I could change the price with the arrows or type into that price box or do something like that. I want to go ahead and just send an order in. Again, don't follow live at home. I'm just kind of randomly showing how this works. My releases, I'm not going to have a release time. I'm just going to send it, and boom, that order is going to go. It's my confirmation box, and it's in the order book somewhere. Grains are next on my list. I got corn. We've got mini corn. We got wheat, soybean oil, soybean meal, oats, rough rice, soybeans, all of the, pretty much classic commodity futures markets, right? These are the classic. And again, I could, hit that view settings, select columns. I could add different columns and any of these that I so choose. Meats is next. Live cattle, feeder cattle, lean hog. We're taking me way back in the Wayback Machine. Softs, again, sugar, coffee, cocoa, sugar, cotton, orange juice. And then I got a stacked symbol over here, which gives me some stocks that we're tracking as well in the window. So that's the quote board. Now, one might say, well, could I make a general quote board, right? I just want to have my own quotes in there. I don't want them to be broken up by assets. Sure. There's a little plus button there, a new tab. And then you could just make it whatever you want. Let's say you trade E-mini S&P. Let's say you trade crude oil. And let's say that you trade gold. I'm just typing in symbols. I'm selecting. Once the symbol smart box gives me an answer, I click on it. And this, again, would be like a general quote board, right? These are what I look at all the time. And I could certainly do that as well. Minimize it. It brings it back down to where we were. All right. What else do we have to talk about here? Let's talk about orders. I'm going to open up the orders window. Again, you got that view settings there. You could select columns. You could show filters, standard table view, linked orders view. So there's a couple different ways to do it. I'm just going to go to select columns here to see if there's any other information here that I think I need in my columns area that I don't already have. Remember, visible's on the right. We already have it. Available is on the left. It's not showing yet. It's invisible. Available is the same as invisible. So let's just go ahead and move account over here, grab that hamburger, drag it over here, let go, hit save, and I added that account. If you have multiple accounts, this could be handy. This could be definitely handy. And then you could type the filter. There's this little type the filter box up here in the upper left. So that's the order tab. Again, I would experiment with the settings on this. Yes, you could add another tab here if you wanted to. As an example, you might want one order tab just showing working orders, another order tab showing canceled orders, another order tab showing filled orders if you want. Or you could just kind of toggle. You could just sort by clicking on the top of the column, and it will sort the data according to where you click. And this is the view I would prefer. We're going to go ahead and minimize that. And there you have it. This is my my modified positions tab. I have my orders tab down here. Again, if I want to see more, I just open it up to full size. I want to see less, I kind of shrink it down. Oh, boy. I think we covered all the ground that we want to cover today. I think the takeaways here are you have the power with the web-based trading platform to access futures markets from any PC, any Apple, any tablet, even your phone. If you don't want to go with the app, you could access it anywhere, right? So you're traveling, you're on someone else's computer, you go through the process to go through the privacy process, and you're good. So that's kind of advantage number one. Now it's super fast too. I mean, the data is super fast here. Don't think it's not. Number two, though, is really the ability to customize it, make it look like how you want it to look, right? It's kind of like a blank canvas, right? You could create a Picasso and you could kind of really just show the information that you want to show with a look and feel that you want to see. So that's also kind of a cool and handy way. And then lastly, it's all integrated together, right? So when you're not going to get a different account statement, right? Everything behind the scenes is all integrated with PC based and with the mobile. So if you do something on one, it'll show up on the other, and et cetera, et cetera. So keep that in mind also if you are toggling between types of platforms. I think we covered everything we needed to cover today, folks. I appreciate everybody being here today. Please, most important message of the day, be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you soon.